Welcome to session 7 of our older people friendly exercise. These sessions are funded by Sport England's Tackling Inequalities Fund. So we're going to continue to do our exercises seated just for a few more weeks, and probably get to about week 10 actually before we progress to standing, just so we can really get some sort of strengthening foundations throughout our body, muscles, and improve our balance a little bit before we can progress to, say, standing up. So we're going to get our posture right to begin with. So make sure we're about front third of the chair, just a bit in front of halfway. Keep back up nice and tall. I'm just going to roll our shoulders down. And again, today I'm going to do the exercises without holding on, but if you need to hold on, you can hold on with one or two hands. Do it as you feel comfortable. So we begin with, for our warm-up, just to get our blood flowing and oxygen flowing around the body, our joints and muscles a bit warmer, we'll start with a little march. So we're just going to begin with our arms first, so just arms moving nice and slowly. Try and keep the elbows close to your sides, to your ribs. Hands nice and relaxed as well, so we don't want any clenched fists. Good. And I'm just going to press our hands down to the side. Just do our feet, so our heels lifting off the floor first, and toe touches the floor before the heel then comes down. Try and keep up nice and tall. Again, if you need to hold assistance onto the chair to keep you back up, you can do that. Just bring one arm in as well. Do both arms. Do it without holding onto the chair, that's great. So keep that back up nice and tall to try and maintain that good posture throughout the whole session. Good. And just relax down there. We're going to do some mobility exercises next. It's just important that I add that at any point during the session you feel you need to take a little rest, you can just stop and have a little pit stop in the chair as and when you need to. So to start with our shoulders, we'll do our 3 shoulder raises. So just lifting our shoulders up and relax down. Just going to try and raise them a little bit higher each time. Another one. Good, and then we'll do shoulder rolls next. So for this, just lift our shoulders up, roll them back. A little bit higher, roll them back, and again, roll them back, and relax there. And then we're going to do our side bends next. So for this, it's sort of mobilising our spine. Sit up nice and tall, just going to lean down one side, slowly back to the middle, then down to the other side. Keep these moving slow and controlled, do 3 each side. One more each side. Good. And then just back to the middle. Then to loosen our ankles, we're going to pretend we've got a little spot on the floor. We're going to touch it with our heel and touch the same spot with our toe. We do that 3 times on each foot. Turn that down, do the same on the other. Just touching a spot on the floor, same spot with your heel. It's like turning the button on with your toe, turning it off with your heel, and relax there. So next section is our endurance. So these exercises are just going to bring our heart rate up a little bit, work our lungs a little bit harder. So the first one we're going to do on that is our punching. So just our arms to start with, some punches out in front. We're going to add little bursts into the endurance section today. So when I say so, we're going to have a little 10-second burst where we just go a little bit faster, or just do a bigger range of movements. Just going to do a few upwards. Again, if you need to hold on to the chair with one arm to hold your back up straight, you can just punch with one arm at a time. Just going to back up in front. We're going to add 10 seconds with our feet moving as well, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we bring it just to the arms. And your uppercuts now. All right, another 10 seconds with our feet going as well, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to keep the feet moving, just give the arms a little rest just for a moment. So for those little bursts, you can just feel your heart rate and your lungs working a little bit harder. Okay, just bring the legs still, just punch out in front, just the arms at the moment. Cool, another 10 seconds with our feet. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and relax down there, well done. Next one we're going to do is some sideways movements. So for this, we're going to start with our side steps. So sit up nice and tall, one foot to the side and back. Like so, okay, so we're going to do 5 of those just with our feet. 5 each side. Get nice and tall. More each side. Good, and this time we're going to add a little one arm sideways, so one foot comes across, the other arm up and down, same as the other side. Do 5 each side. Fantastic. Then we're going to go onto our march, where we're going to add some little bursts into our march as well. So start nice and slowly, just our arms and legs moving together if you can. Looking to hold on to the chair to keep your back up. Just do that with one arm if you can. Just keep swapping over throughout then, which arm you use. 10 seconds of slightly bigger movements with the arms and slightly faster with the feet, okay? Go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and bring it back down. It's important if we're doing this seated that we don't try and bring our knees any higher, because how our hips are positioned, they need to be around this height, so you don't want to bring our knees up, but with the arms you can do a bigger range of movement with the arms. When we progress in future weeks to do this standing, we can then have our knees a little bit higher at that stage. Just going to add another 10 seconds, bigger arm movements, slightly quicker with the legs and feet. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and just rest yourself down there, brilliant. So it's going to work mobility and movement in our arms next. So we're going to do some front arm raises, which brings our arms up straight and down, and then side arm raises, okay? If you're holding onto the chair with one hand for support, just do one arm at a time, but if not, we can try and do both together. So I'm going to bring both arms up, down, both arms to the side. And then you move your arms up as far as you can go with your mobility. So if you start to lift them up and it starts to get painful, don't go any further. 2 more each side, 2 forwards, 2 sideways, 1 more forwards, 1 more sideways. Fantastic, and we'll rest there. Then we're going to go into our balance exercises. So just working on sort of core strength and help you feel more balanced on your feet when you're getting around. First one we'll do is our one leg balance. And we'll add a few sort of different elements to our balance exercises today as well. So for this, get it nice and tall, only hold on to the side of the chair one or two hands if you feel you need to. Just going to lift one leg up. Hold in that position, keep breathing throughout. What we're going to add today is just going to move our non-standing leg, or the leg that's not touching the floor, just to work your balance a bit more. Just keep your tummy muscles pulled in. Now just improve your balance a bit more than if our leg was stationary. Don't have to move it quickly at all, just any movement will just improve your balance further. Rest that down there. We'll do the same on the other leg. Bring the other leg up. We'll just start with it stationary to begin with. So keep your back up tall, keep breathing as normally throughout. And just add some movements with that leg. I feel like testing your tummy muscles a bit more. I'm trying to help you hold your balance. Good. Relax down there. We'll do our wide base sway again this week. We're just going to add a little dip into the middle. So when we go across up, do a little dip down in the middle, up to the other side. So 5 of them each side. Dip down up, dip down, just reach up. Dip in the middle. Yep. One more each side. And back to the middle. We're going to do the tandem stance next. That's the one where we place one foot in front of the other and keep up nice and tall, and you just hold that position. So again, keep breathing throughout, so make sure you don't hold your breath. Keep your back up tall without your hands touching the chair, great. If not, just hold on with one hand. And to make this a little bit more difficult this week, we're just going to try and close our eyes for about 10 seconds, okay? So I'm just going to close mine now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So open your eyes, just get your whereabouts again. So having our eyes closed will actually improve our balance a lot more as well. It'll make the exercise a lot more difficult. So we're going to swap feet over. So the other foot is in front. Again, just holding it as normal, breathing through normal. And again, we're going to close our eyes for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and just open your eyes. At any point when your eyes are closed, you start to feel off balance. Make sure you open them, grab hold of the chair just to get your balance back. Okay, back to the start position, brilliant. So we're going to go on to our strength exercises next. The first one we're going to do 6 sit-to-stand. If you're unable to do the 6 sit-to-stands, you can just straighten one leg for about 20 seconds each side, okay? You can do the sit-to-stand, we're going to do that now, so we're going to go for 6 today. Push off the chair if you need to. You can do it without, great, but you may need just to push off the chair slightly. We'll leave that to you, what you feel comfortable with. So just going to lean forward slightly, make sure our heels are touching the floor, firmly on the floor, and just push up, slowly up. Just get your balance at the top of each one, and reach back for the chair, nice and slowly down, as slow as you can on the way down. And again. Balance and sit back, that's 2. Just to make sure those heels are pushing through the heels of the floor. Up. Slowly back down. Okay, I think I've got 2 more to do. 1 more. Good. Let's get your balance there. We're going to use our resistance band for the next one. So we're going to work the strength in our wrists, and for this, just going to keep folding the resistance band over. It's roughly a sausage shape. So you get up nice and tall. When you've done that, one hand on top of the other, and you're going to rotate your wrists away from each other. So both thumbs You just rotate away from your body so you can start to see your knuckles on the backs of your hands. And back. Do 6 of those. Good, and one more. Good. And relax down there. We'll just finish up with our cool down and our stretches. So for our cool down, we're just going to go into our march. So arms and legs moving together. So hopefully you're starting to see the benefits of each session, and hopefully you're progressing through each week as well. If you find progression of sessions is a little bit ahead of you, don't worry, you can bring it back and do some of the other sessions again, or just adapt the ones that we're doing as we go along. Just going to do our legs, hands by sides. Your feet still, and just our arms. Good, and we'll just finish with our stretches. So upper back first, stretch your arms up. Good, relax down, stretch out in front. Relax down, just bring one arm across, stretch our shoulders. Holding all of these for about 10 seconds. Relax down, same on the other. Good, and stretch the front of your upper body. Just going to stretch your hands behind you, your chest up slightly. Good, relax down. A couple of stretches for our legs. First one, let's bring one knee up, pull one ankle in. If you're unable to do that, you can just bring one ankle just behind the back of the chair. Good, relax that down, same on the other leg. Good, and stretch the backs of our legs, just straighten one leg, stretch down towards your toe, make sure the leg's still, just feel a slight stretch, hold it still. Slowly back up, that foot back, straighten the other, same on that side. Good, slowly back to the start. Great stuff everyone, and that completes session 7.